Hey guys, what is up? It is AJ here, and today we have a new video. And today's video is going to be one forgotten current NFL player from every team. So basically, I went through the rosters, picked one player that I had no clue was on that team currently, and you probably don't either. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Let's see how many you get. Comment down below the number you got out of 32. First up, we have the Arizona Cardinals, who now have Dre Kirkpatrick. Pretty okay cornerback. He used to play on the Bengals. That's what he's most known for. Might have played for another team. All right, no clue he was there. I mean, good for him. I guess he's still in the league. Next up for the Atlanta Falcons, we have Deion Buchanan. He was supposed to be really good for the Buccaneers, and he was for his first few years, but then he kind of fell off, went to the Giants, and is now with the Falcons. I mean, like I said, good for him. I guess he's still in the league, but, you know. This one, most of you guys should know. For the Baltimore Ravens, I picked out Robert Griffin III. So, he did play a few games last year, and he did win a few games last year, surprisingly, but he's Lamar's backup. I think most of you guys should know it, but who knows? They didn't have too many other options to pick from, so I went RG3 for the Ravens. This is crazy. Josh Norman for the Buffalo Bills. What a fall from grace this guy had. He was battling with Odell back a few years ago with Carolina, got a huge contract from Washington, and now he's on the practice squad of the Bills. What a shame it is. He was so good in his day. For the Carolina Panthers, we have Eli Apple, another high draft pick for the New York Giants that just didn't seem to pan out. Traded to the Saints, and he's now on the practice squad of the Carolina Panthers, I believe. Another bust, and surprisingly still in the league. Sticking to cornerbacks, we have Trey Waynes for the Cincinnati Bengals. Believe he was with Washington last year. Not 100% sure on that, but Bengals didn't have too many good options, so I had to go Trey Waynes. He's alright, nothing special. This is crazy. Jimmy Graham's on the Chicago Bears. I didn't know about this until I looked through their roster. Jimmy Graham's one of the better tight ends of the last decade or two. Most notable for his time with the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees as quarterback. Double doink himself, Cody Parkey is now on the Cleveland Browns. I didn't know this. I think they just signed him the other day, actually, which is quite funny. But congrats, Cody Parkey, for being able to get a job after missing the biggest field goal of your life. Next up, we have Dontari Poe for the Dallas Cowboys. Kind of why I made this video. I didn't know Poe went to the Cowboys until the Sunday night game they had against the Rams. I mean, good for Poe. He's one of the funniest guys in the league. Everyone loves him, and he's now in the Dallas Cowboys. So, didn't know that. For the Denver Broncos, we have Nick Vannett. Denver didn't have too many good options, but I know Nick Vannett was a Steeler last year, and I'm a big Steeler fan, so it kind of popped out a little bit more to me, so I went Vannett. For the Detroit Lions, we have Adrian Peterson. He got cut from Washington a few weeks ago, and is now a Detroit Lion. He's been pretty good so far, so good for AP. For the Green Bay Packers, we have Devin Funchess. He's a backup wide receiver. I think he might be wide out 4 or wide out 5, or he's on the practice squad, but he's on Green Bay now. CJ Prosise is on the Houston Texans. He was supposed to be Marshawn Lynch's replacement back in the day. Never really panned out. Had a few good weeks, I remember, fantasy-wise, but nothing crazy. For the Colts, we got Tavon Wilson. Don't really know too much about this guy, but they didn't have too many guys to go with. I know Tavon Wilson's new in the Colts system, so I went with him. Oh my god, Mike Glennon for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He used to be with Tampa Bay. Very memeable backup quarterback. Nothing more should be said about Mike Glennon. For Kansas City Chiefs, we have Chad Henne. How is Chad Henne on the same team as Patrick Mahomes? That does not make any sense. Another backup quarterback. Good for Jason Witten here for the Las Vegas Raiders. I didn't think he was in the league still. I knew he was commentating 2 years ago. He came back with Dallas, but I thought he retired, honestly. But he is with Las Vegas now, so good for Witten. He's back once again. The Chargers really had no one for me to go with, so I had to go Linval Joseph. Very solid defensive tackle, or used to be, I'm not sure anymore, but he's pretty solid. And they had really no one else that's like a surprise to me, so I know he's new there, so I went with Linval Joseph. Another team that had no one, another backup quarterback, John Wolford. Wolford? Never heard of this guy, honestly, but backup quarterback for the Rams. Yeah, so I couldn't really find too many guys for the Rams, so I went John Wolford, like I said. For the Miami Dolphins, we have Allen Hurns, another wide receiver that was highly regarded with the Jacksonville Jaguars and was supposed to be pretty damn good when he first broke out into the league. Another, failed experiment there. And for the Minnesota Vikings, they really didn't have anyone too notable, but I went Dan Bailey. No clue he was a Viking, but Dan Bailey's a Viking. So that's that. Up next, we have the New England Patriots, and we have another kicker, Nick Folk. Legendary kicker Nick Folk. Just kidding. He was a New York Jet. He wasn't very good, but, he's been in the league for a while, and he's now a Patriot. For the New Orleans Saints, here's one of my favorite players, Kiko Alonso. Don't know why, I really liked this guy when he was coming in the league with the Buffalo Bills, and he never really turned out to be what he was supposed to. For the New York Giants, we have Colt McCoy, another backup quarterback. No clue he was on the Giants. He's backing up Daniel Jones now, so good for Colt McCoy. Might get some action this year, depending how they turn out. Pretty surprised that he's a Giant, but for the New York Jets, we have legendary Hall of Fame running back Frank Gore. He's a starter now that Le'Veon Bell got injured, so Frank Gore is going to be getting a lot of touches now, and he's on the Jets. He's been everywhere. Good for Frank Gore to still be in the league. For the Philadelphia Eagles, we have Josh McCown. Everyone loves Josh McCown. He was with the Jets last year as a career backup quarterback. I think he was on the Browns way back when, but it's just Josh McCown. Everyone loves him. Good for him for being on the Eagles now. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, we have Dustin Colquitt. They really had no notable guys. They did have Curtis Riley, who I was going to pick originally, but then he's now on Buffalo or Arizona or some crap. So I went Dustin Colquitt, punter for the Chiefs, and he's now a Steeler. So that'll do it for them. For the 49ers, we have Tavon Austin, one of the most lethal special teams players this league's ever seen. He was supposed to be the next big thing, similar to Devin Hester. Just could never stick with the team. He was on the Rams and the Cowboys, but couldn't last. For the Seattle Seahawks, we do have Josh Gordon. You may know about this one. They didn't have any big names or any surprises, in my opinion, besides Gordon. So, they do have Josh Gordon, another lethal asset for Russell Wilson to throw to. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we have Blaine Gabbert, another draft quarterback bust, first round bust. He was drafted by Jacksonville the same year, I think, before Mariota. He was drafted a while ago in the first round, never panned out. Up next, the Tennessee Titans, we have Trevor Siemian. I believe he was supposed to be Peyton Manning's replacement. Yeah, that didn't happen. He's been a suitcase now. He's been on 2 or 3 teams. He was with Pittsburgh last year. You see him in a Jets jersey there. He's on the Titans. And last but not least, we have Peyton Barber for the Washington football team. He was supposed to be another good running back, and now the Buccaneers have 3 really good running backs in McCoy, Rojo, and Fournette. And that'll be all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below how many of these guys you knew were on their respective teams. Have a good one.